more than 10 months after Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an invasion into neighboring Ukraine, the two countries are engaged in a struggle for control of areas throughout eastern and southern Ukraine. Putin's forces in November pulled out of key positions, retreating from Kherson as Ukrainian troops led a counteroffensive targeting the city. Russian drones have continued bombarding civilian targets throughout Ukraine, knocking out critical power infrastructure as winter sets in. Senior Ukrainian officials said Tuesday that they believe any prospect of Russia launching a new offensive toward Kyiv from Belarus is not likely at this moment. The latest statement from Ukrainian officials contrasted with a series of interviews they gave last month, in which they suggested Russia could mount an offensive early this year and even try to take Kyiv. Our assessment is that the Russians aren't in a position to make an advance on Kyiv from Belarus. And if that were their intention, it wouldn't happen for some time, a senior Ukrainian official said Tuesday. The Ukrainian officials added that the mere threat of an assault from Belarus means that Ukrainian forces are fixed along the Ukraine-Belarus border. As many as 100 Ukrainian troops will soon begin training on the Patriot air defense system at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, two U.S. officials told ABC News Tuesday. Fort Sill is the main artillery school for the U.S. Army and where months-long training on Patriot systems already takes place. Brig. Gen. Pat Ryder, a Pentagon spokesperson, said the Ukrainians could begin training on the Patriot system as soon as next week. The training will prepare approximately 90 to 100 Ukrainian soldiers to operate, maintain and sustain the defensive system over a training course expected to last several months, Ryder said. Once deployed, the Patriot batteries will fortify Ukraine's air defense capabilities and provide an additional way for the Ukrainian people to defend themselves against Russia's ongoing aerial assaults, Ryder said. Ryder would not give a precise time frame, but said that once the training is completed, the system will be sent to Ukraine to be put to use. President Joe Biden announced last month that the United States will provide Ukraine with a Patriot missile defense system. The German government also agreed this month to supply Ukraine with a second Patriot missile battery. Russian troops were on the verge Tuesday of capturing a salt mining town in eastern Ukraine in an apparent attempt to cut off the enemy's supply routes, according to British intelligence officials. The Russian forces, along with mercenaries from the Wagner private military company, were likely in control of the city of Soledar, which is about 6 miles north of Bakhmut in the Donbas region, where heavy fighting has been reported in recent days, the British officials said. The attack on Soledar is an apparent attempt to bypass Bakhmut from the north and disrupt Ukrainian supply routes, the British intelligence officials said. Part of the fighting is being waged near the entrances to the 124 miles of abandoned salt mine tunnels that run under the area. Despite the increased pressure on Bakhmut, Russia is unlikely to be able to encircle the city in the near future because Ukrainian forces have created a stable line of defense and control supply routes in the area, the British officials said. The Ukrainian army said Russian troops carried out 86 artillery strikes on Soledar in a 24-hour period, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has described the fighting there as very difficult.